Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Say Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Who's wearing green? Who's got the green on today? Better see some. Jada, I don't see any green on. What the hell, man? I mean, we better go get some green. Being a Jets fan, it's pretty easy to find green. That's the only winning thing I got for me is having green stuff. That's about it. Other than that, I don't have too much winning in with the New York Jets, but we'll save that conversation for another day. So good morning to you. Oh, good morning to you. Robin, good morning to you. Robin's wearing green. Robin's wearing green, and it looks like she's in her new house too. She looks like she's in her no, yes, no, she's not. She's not in her new house. She's in an office. Office.
Hotel.
Hotel, motel. Remember that song? Remember that song? Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. Come on, video. Come on, video. I want to see your smiling faces. Unless you don't want to show green. Unless you don't want to show green. Put Happy St. Patrick's Day in the chat. Put Happy St. Patrick's Day in the chat. Let's get all lively. Because today's message all is about the patron saint of Ireland. I don't know about you all, but I'm like one of those weirdos that I study presidents. And then if there's like a theme going on a day, I study the individual. So I studied St. Patrick and how it all came about. And I'm going to share that with you, as well as some things and how I took it and relating it into the real estate world and the entrepreneurship world. So good morning to you all. Good morning to you. My name is Coach Brock Z-Man, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, and a DAD. Man, did I have a weekend. It was a little crazy. I didn't have my kids, but one of my students I used to work with, or students I used to work with, one of my students I used to teach, he's 36 years old, and I'm going to be 47. And so him and I were going back and forth, and I was saying, I'll work as long as you want to work. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, all right, let's see, like, is he going to take breaks? Like, what has he got going on? Jay, show them some of these pictures here. This is what we ended up doing. This kid pushed me. I'm a wacko. I will compete, John, on any little thing that you give me. So we started to do some work. You got that picture of that truck, Jay? She's trying to find it. What's up, Yolanda? Good morning to you. What up, Amanda? I know Jay's trying to get this picture of this truck. Anyways, until she gets the picture of the truck. We did 170 bags of mulch. He loaded it up on this pickup truck. And then here's a couple before and afters. So I made, Wendy wanted some garden beds. And so here's a before picture that what the bed looked like beforehand. And then the after picture of my workmanship. I don't even know what that's word. So that was before, and there it is now. I mean, there's the before and after. That was my weekend project. So Raymond is his name. Thank you, Jay. Raymond's his name. We worked 12 hours. We worked from 7:30 to 7:30. At 5 o'clock, he says to me, he calls me Z-Van. So my name back then was Z. So I was Coach Z. He goes, Z, you look a little tired. You look a little tired. I leaned into him. I said, Raymond, I'm not going to lie to you, bud. I'm tired. Like this guy, I'm a little tired, but I'll keep going. If you want to go, I said, how long can you work till? He goes, I can work till 9. I go, well, I don't really want to work till 9, but I'll work a little bit longer. So we did yard stuff from 7:30 to 7:30. I got a little cut on my hand. I'm a little bruised and battered, but we're here. We're here. How many of you like yard work? Put yard work in if you like yard work. I don't mind it. It really doesn't. I liked having somebody help me. Well, he didn't help me. He was labor, but it was still, we got a lot done. So anyways, that was my weekend. That was my weekend. I hope you all had a great weekend. And we got a lot of yard work done over the weekend. I hope you did too. So happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Welcome to a Monday edition of the Monday Morning Mindset Show. For those of you who will watch the recording and watching it on YouTube, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube because now all our shows are on the YouTube channel, Brock Z-Man's YouTube. So go to it, click it, and you can see all the fun stuff and all the recordings, as well as the show notes are on there as well. And we do put it in the Facebook group. So if you're not any of that stuff, I strongly suggest doing that. So for all my green people, thank you for wearing green. I'm not even a big St. Patrick's Day anymore because I don't drink. But back in the day, let me just tell you, it was one of my favorite holidays, D. This was one of my favorite. So good morning to you, Heather, down in Florida. Let's go into the affirmation that we have here today. Everybody unmute yourself, unmute yourself, unmute yourself. I'm looking around to see who's going to say it with me today. Say it with conviction. Say it with some enthusiasm today, like you really, really mean it, knowing on the St. Patrick's Day. On the count of three, 1, 2, 3.
Something good's gonna
Something
happen
good's
to
going to
me.
happen to me.
Something
Something
good
good
is going
is
to
going
happen
to
to
happen
me
to me.
and through me.
Through me. I love it. I love it. So don't forget to mute yourself. And for those that can come on video, see your smiling faces. Because I know John Hart likes it. John Hart, he just really enjoys it when he gets to see. Look at that. He's just so excited. So guys, today, what's up, Cindy? Today I'm going to talk to you about St. Patrick. I didn't really understand the whole St. Patrick. First of all, to give you a sense of when this was, it was in the 5th century. So when I was like writing down my notes here, it was back in, where was it? 460, I don't know, 442. He died in 461. He died today, March 17th is the projected date that he died in 461, which was kind of weird just to say in 461. So here we are in 2025, going to talk about St. Patrick, and some of the things that I learned about him is pretty amazing on you thinking about what he went through back then. So first and foremost, I'll cut to the chase on one of the main ingredients, that St. Patrick was kidnapped at the age of 16. So he was kidnapped at the age of 16, and they brought him to a foreign place, and he really didn't know where he was. And he was there for 6 years where he was captured. Now, many times we say to ourselves, like, I've been dealing with this problem, dealing with this challenge for like 6 hours, 6 days, 6 months. Imagine 6 years. So he was captured and he was enslaved during this time period. So 16 to 22, here he is slaved. And what happened was, story has it, that he had, get ready for this, Michelle, he had a dream. He had a vision to escape. Put a 2 in the chat. How many of you have had a dream? How many of you had a positive dream or vision of something that you can imagine your life being in some capacity where it elevated at a higher level? Put a 2 in the chat. If you've had a dream in some capacity, it's like, that's my dream, that's my vision, that's what I want to do. So he had a dream to escape. For those of you taking notes, I want you to write this word down, action. He took action on it. And he actually escaped. So he escaped where he was, and he wanted to go back to Britain where he was born. So think about it all. It is in the 5th century, and I'm pretty sure Heather's driving and Jada's driving. And if they get lost, they can get to their phone, and they can just Google the address, and they will reroute them to their destination. Now, do we all think, John Root, that there was GPS back in 461? I'm going to say no. I'm just going on a limb saying that there was nothing. So here's this man who's at the age of 22, escapes, and now is trying to get back to Britain and has no clue on how to get there. Well, guess what happens? If you can imagine, I'm going to be talking to somebody right now because something good happens. He escapes. I'm free. I did it. I'm good to go. How many of you had a moment where you're like, finally, something good is happening to me? And guess what? He almost dies during his journey because of starvation. Just think about it. No GPS. He's in the wilderness trying to survive and thrive, and he almost dies of starvation. So he finds food, he gets himself together, and he's going along his journey. And now we're saying, this is it. This is the moment. This is the light I've been seeing, Michelle. This is what I've been waiting for, Sydney. This is it right here. He gets captured again, Latrice. He gets captured again on his journey. Well, what happens is he now realizes that these are his darkest days that he's in. And what transforms into St. Patrick, because I was just like, well, what made him a saint? Like, what took place of this? And what happened is, in the darkest days, he turned to faith. He started to go to faith and be like, God, I need something more stronger and powerful than me. I need something else. Because when I was in my drinking days, I was like, God, I just like, until I learned how to surrender, I couldn't do it. I tried for 2 freaking years to stop drinking. Every day I'd wake up. I'm not going to drink today. I know today's the day I am going to. By noon, I was right back at it. Some days I lasted till 5. But I needed a higher power. I needed something else to elevate me during my darkest times. I guarantee you, for those of you who had the darkest challenges, it is in those moments, I said it before, and I could talk about Chad because we hear Chad's story being in the closet. It is in those moments that there wasn't anybody else in that closet. There wasn't anybody cheering him on. There wasn't any, come on, bud, you can do this. Come on, man, you got this. There's nobody else but you. So think about this. This is what I'm trying to relate to it. It is in those moments when you're by yourself, the only person you got is God. That's it. And he had that faith. And guess what he did? St. Patrick escaped again. He's like, you're not getting me. So for those of you that have been beaten down 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5, you have to understand. It is in those moments when you got nothing else but you and God. And it's done on purpose. Because what happened is that St. Patrick finally made it. And he gets over to his family. And he finally sees them. And he gets there. And he starts talking about his faith. And guess what happens? His buddies and his Goombas and everybody else, just like the leaders on here, we want more of it. We want to understand more of it. And so what happens is they say, Patrick, we need you to announce yourself. Could you speak more? Can you do this? And he's like, man, I'm pretty exhausted. I don't think I can do it. What happens as he finally gets there thinking he's done it, guess what? God says, I need you to go from here to here. How many of you're like, man, this is where it is. I was there in Thanksgiving when I said I was pretty much done with the show. I was like, I just don't think I'm pretty good now. I don't think I can keep going. And God sends his little messenger, Derek, and says, hey, bro, I need you to reconsider. Because he wanted me to go up to here. He wanted me to go where you can't even see the screen all. And that's where some of you are, where you're here and you need to go above the screen. And so he thinks St. Patrick's like, I don't think I can do it all. I'm this skinny little man. I don't have a voice. He even said, he goes, I don't think, he started to have doubt. He goes, I don't know anything. I didn't go to school. I didn't read books. God started to put knowledge inside of him. We have not if we ask not. And some of you today might be feeling a little doubt, like, you know what, I think I went down the wrong path. Nope, you did not go down the wrong path. That was the path you were supposed to go down. Because God needed you to go down that path, just like St. Patrick. And so physically, he thinks he's frail. He thinks he can't do it. And guess what? God's like, oh, no, you're fine. You keep on going on. So for those of you who are physically tired, physically drained, mentally exhausted, just keep showing up. Keep showing up. Because when he got there, this is what's funny about this shirt, the little clover leaf. I learned in this story that the shamrock was just a prop. And who loves props? Derek Green loves props. Michelle's got props. It was just a prop to explain the Holy Trinity. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's all the shamrock was, all. That's what the shamrock was a prop, was a teaching aid to help other people learn. That's all it was. But then they took the four-leaf clover and they made it all into this luck. And they created this mirage of it, which is fine. It is what it is. But I thought it was pretty fascinating that all it was a teaching prop. If you study St. Patrick, he is known for banning and shaming snakes from Ireland and teaching the Holy Trinity using the shamrock, which is an amazing thing. And then it wasn't until when the United States picked it up, and I thought these things were pretty interesting, that in Boston, where's my New Englanders? In Boston, 1737 was when St. Patrick had their first parade in the United States. And then, of course, Boston and New York, they're big rivalries. And New York's like, whoa, wait a minute, I want to have a parade too. So they did the parade in 1762. And then it wasn't until Chicago, go look online today. You go see the Green River today. You can see it. I'd like to know how they even do that. I'm going to YouTube that later. But that was in 1962 that they started the Green River, and it's been the Green River ever since 1962. So when I take this combination of St. Patrick and how he kept fighting and how he passed Christianity into Ireland, and it became the patron saint, because what he did is God planted a seed inside of him and said, I need you to share this message. All of you have a message to share in some capacity, in some way. And if you say, well, Brack, I don't really think I do. I don't know. You do. I'm just telling you, you do. You just haven't seen the gift yet. Guys, when I was drinking, and I was like literally in Charleston, I remember I remember parts of it, but I was in Charleston. And I remember saying to myself, I don't know what street I was on, Derek. I don't know where I was either, but I remember saying this to myself. There's got to be more to life than this. There's got to be something else. And I think back when I was thinking this, in St. Patrick, when he was in the slavery and when he was kidnapped, he too might have been saying, there's got to be something else more. I bet when Chad was thinking some of his dark days, there's got to be something else. When Derek was in his time period, there's got to be something else more for me. This can't be it. But it wasn't until I opened up my eyes and started to recognize it and want it. It didn't matter how my mom begged me to stop drinking. She didn't really know the magnitude of my problem, but parents are concerned. I was like, fine. We keep fighting it until I wanted it, until I wanted to do it. So when I take these concepts all and I bring it into the real estate world, the first concept that came into where we talked about was where luck meets strategy. How many of you here have heard, you're so lucky? I can't believe how lucky you are. You're the luckiest person there is. People tell, Brock, you're so lucky. Like, how do you get these deals? Let me just tell you. If you think I'm lucky, you just come hang out with me for about a couple of days and you'll see what type of luck I really got. But it's when you take this, what I've learned when I was studying this, I was just luck meets strategy. I was just like, strategy is just a set of steps to attain a goal. A strategy is a set of steps to attain a goal. Could I have the wrong strategy to get to a goal? Yes or yes? Yes or yes, could I have the wrong strategy? And some of you, what happens when your strategy goes sideways? Oh, I knew I wasn't lucky enough to get it. I knew my luck would run out. And what happens is I was on the wrong strategy. I had the wrong plan. I had the wrong blueprint, not the wrong goal. the wrong strategy. And some of us, when the strategy doesn't work, guess what we do? It's got to be the goal. It's got to be my dream. And you all just shared with me over here that you've all dreamed about something positive, a vision that you've had. But really, don't change the goal, the dream. Change the strategy. My second concept comes into play. Well, Brock, what happens if my strategy doesn't work? What happens if things are going sideways? Oh, put a 7 in the chat if you faced anxiety, stress, sleepless nights, all over the place, not too sure, failure. Put a 7 in the chat if that was you. Just put a 7 in the chat if that was you. For those who watch the recording, you put a 7 in the chat too. Don't think I don't watch it or look at the chats. I do. Put a 7 in the chat if you face that. Because you want to know why? You got to find your tribe. So the second concept is understanding finding your tribe. St. Patrick went back to where he wanted to go. He didn't like being a slave. He didn't like being around those other people. That wasn't his tribe. And this is no knock to other real estate companies, but it wasn't until I found real that that was my tribe. They aligned with me. They talked like me. I got to sit down with the CEO of the company, and him and I talked about our divorces. There's not too many CEOs that I get to have a conversation with who are billionaires and be like, hey, you went through a divorce too? Oh, yeah, man. Let me just tell you about my divorce. Let me share with you what I had. I was in a tribe that I was just like, you know what, this alignment, I like this alignment. This worked for me. So when you are going sideways and your strategy is not working, what you need to do is you need to check your alignment. You need to check your family. You need to check your environment. Derek sent me a great text message over the weekend. And I was like, damn, that was really cool. I had the nicest text from Chris Reshitar, a video, Jack Smith. I was like, what did I do to deserve all these amazing messages this weekend? How many of you on here, in some capacity, put a 5 in the chat, that we've had a conversation together of an alignment, of an environment, of a tribe that I've helped you, I've inspired you, I've motivated you, you've motivated me, we've had some sort of engagement. Put a 5 or put me in the chat if we've had some sort of connection in some way to help elevate you, to move the needle. Either you or me, we've taken it and we went from here. We've gone from where where we see ourselves and where God sees ourselves, and it's not on the screen. And we've shared something because the tribe is being formed. The tribe is coming together. And that's what this is what God wanted. When I didn't want to do this anymore, and I was tired, I was fatigued, and it wasn't because of the people on here, it was just, I was tired. And God's like, I'm not done with you yet. I need you to do this. And by the way, you're also going to travel and you're going to do summits across the country. See, if he told that to me in Thanksgiving with that dream and that vision, I wouldn't have been ready for it. The blessings are not bestowed on my time. They're in his time. It'd be like me giving Bryce the car keys to go to the store to go buy gummy bears. He would love gummy bears, Sour Patch Kids, and Skittles. I guarantee it. He'd run to that aisle. But see, me giving him the car keys is too soon for the blessing. That strategy wouldn't work. The strategy that works is say, Bryce, get in the car with me because my tribe, our environment, our family will get you there safe. How many of you might be in the wrong environment right now? How many of you might have to clean out a couple things in your tribe? Guys, I've had to remove family members. I've had to remove close friends. I've had to remove drinking buddies. My tribe is pretty small now. For those of you who are in my circle, you know you're in my circle. I talk to you weekly. I have conversations with you. And last but not least, number 3 is chasing your gold. I want you guys to visualize a rainbow. It's pretty. Doesn't happen often. But what do we all visualize when we see a rainbow, or when you have a young child with you and they look at the rainbow. What are they always looking for? Gold, the pot of gold. And what happens is, as adults, we lose that visualization. We lose that because why? Imagine if I told Bryce, there's no gold there, bud. There is no gold there. You can go try to find it as much as you want, but there's no gold there. And some of you are telling yourself that. That gold is your goal. That gold is your goal. And you're like, I don't think it's there. There's just no gold. There's no gold at that rainbow. And we stop because our strategy didn't work. We've used pre-existing conditions and experiences to make today's decisions. Do you know all? Just if there's anything you write down today, when it comes time for golden goals, 42% of success comes into place. I studied it, went to Gemini, went to AI. 42% are more likely to achieve your goal by writing it down. Then why don't we do it? Why? The simplest thing is to just write your goals down so you can chase your gold. I'll leave you with this acronym SMART for goal setting. Guys, if you are an entrepreneur, real estate agents out there, understand this, that if you just have your goals, you write them down, you get in the right tribe, you get in the right environment, you have a strategy, you're more than halfway there. So here's SMART. SMART is your goal is to be specific. This is a big one. Specific. The next one is really important. Measurable. A lot of people just don't measure them. You want to be measurable in everything. Achievable. Relevant. And time. So you have specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time. So here's my St. Patrick's Day gift. And you might be like, this doesn't sound like a gift, Brock. This sounds like a work. Well, guess what? Success only comes before work in the dictionary. So here's your St. Patrick's Day theme. I want you to look on the screen here. I want you to go to my Facebook page. And I want you to find somebody on here. And I want you to do what I did to Chad Free. And I want you to hunt them down. And I want you to message them and say, Brock asked me, my goal of my gold is to find somebody I haven't talked to before and tell them what your goal and your dream is. Tell them what your pot of gold looks like. Find somebody new. Find somebody that maybe you've been wanting to talk to on here and share with them. Share with them your goal. Share with them your strategy. And then I want you to do this. Ask them theirs and how you can help them achieve theirs. Ask them how I can help you achieve your goal. And find somebody on here. For those that want to reach out to me and share yours with me, I would love to. I'd love to hear it. Y'all know my number. Y'all know my Facebook. Reach out to me. Guys, that is my St. Patrick's Day today to you. Happy St. Patrick's Day today. Put a 7 in the chat if you got something out of today. Put a 7 in the chat if you got out of something today. Guys, if you like today's messages, this excitement, this passion, wait till we get to the Summer Success Summit in Key West, Florida, July 16th, 17th, and 18th. I hope you're saving your money. It does load. You do need a little gold to get down there, but let me just tell you, when you get down there, you're going to be amazed of everything that there is out there. For those of you putting your contact information, put your contact information. Alicia did. I don't care. We're going to leave this thing open for another minute. Put your contact information if you want to make life easier for people. We're going to take these chats, put it out there that you can reach out to somebody, put everybody's phone number, text message, emails. I don't care what it is, because if you're already striving for your goal, I do not want to hold you back. But this is what the Summer Success Summit is all about, is helping people grow, move the needle, and push you to the next level. Because man, oh man, this is what it's all about here. So happy St. Patrick's Day. I appreciate you all. Guys, thank you so much for being on here. I got 30 seconds to a minute. Anybody got anything they like to say or share? Thank you, Derek Green. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I'm late. I'm late. I had too much to say, John Hart. Too much to say today.
There's
Guys,
a little bit of
What's up?
Irish in everyone,
there is a little bit.
especially Derek Green. He's got green in his name.
He does. He does. I love that. Guys, God bless you all. Guys, there's a lot of people putting their phone numbers. Jay, do me a favor. Keep the chat open for a little bit so that way people can write down names, screenshot, save it, take pictures with your cell phone. You might even want to reach out to people later this week, all. You might find somebody on here that you can engage with and talk to. I guarantee you nobody's going to hang up on you if you say, hey, I was just on Brock's show. Okay, I don't think they're going to hang up on you. All right, all. I appreciate everybody. I want you guys to have an amazing St. Patrick's Day. Be safe. And we'll be back tomorrow. Oh, and also, if you want the Summer Success, put Summer in the chat. We'll send you some information on so you can get to know the tickets, the agenda, what it's all about, so you can start to visualize what the Summer Success. So put Summer in the chat. We'll get you the information to you. I appreciate you all. God bless you all. And we'll see you tomorrow, 8:15. Our main man, Mr. Chad Free, will be here. God bless y'all. See ya.